Hi, I'm Eric with EEMusicLIVE. I get a lot of questions from YouTubers about basic strumming, especially ones used in my tutorials. So I decided to put together a tutorial that explains some very basic strumming concepts. We're going to start with some basic chords, and we're going to strum with some very straight ahead strumming patterns, starting with quarter note patterns. Then we'll go to 8th note, then 16th note patterns. Now these patterns will just be up and down. Actually we'll start with just down. Okay, so we're going to start with the first one, and that's going to be a quarter note pattern, which is going to be played downward. Okay, now quarter note means that we are going to strum once for every beat in the song. Now don't worry about the chords we're going to play. At the end of this tutorial I will give you a close-up of all the chords I played. So if you want to go back and practice with some of these chords, you'll learn how to play those chords. But we're going to start with easy ones. I'm going to start with an E major chord, like that, okay? And we're going to be strumming downward. I've got a basic, guitar pick here. And we're going to strum 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your basic quarter note pattern, okay? Now, you might think, well, I can't use that in much as far as songs go, but you'd be surprised what you can do with a quarter note pattern. Let me give you a good example. This is an old song, goes something like this. This is an E major chord and an A chord. Just strumming straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Okay, that's a real song, and that was straight ahead quarter note patterns going down. Now what we're going to do is do an 8th note pattern. Now an 8th note pattern is simply going, we're going to use down strums first, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 8 of them going down, and that means we're going to have, per measure, we're going to have 8 down strums like this. So it would count like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again, that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now you hear that in rock music a lot. Sometimes they'll mute it a little bit and it goes like this. Or they'll use fifths. We're using full chords. Just like that. That was 8 strums, and they're all down. Now let's go with up and down on 8th note strums. Now the 8th note strum will go like this. So that would be counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it went down 4 times, up 4 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So down and up counted out as one beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to do that using 2 chords to give you an idea what it would sound like. A G chord and a D chord, okay? 1. That was 8th note strums going up and down. Now let's try a 16th note strum. Now you're probably thinking that's going to be really fast, but we can count it in a way that we won't have to work so hard at it. Okay, well, let's go to an E minor chord, for instance. So what's going to happen here is per beat we're going to get 4 strums. They'll be up and we'll go up and down twice for each beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So sped up, that would sound like this. An E minor chord we were using for that. Okay, let's do one more. This is a kind of a reggae style strum. Okay, you've heard some of the reggae music. Hey man, something like that. So let's choose an E minor chord and an A minor chord, like that. So we've got. So we could go. I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Okay, that's E minor, A minor. Okay, now how we're going to do that is we're going to lose the pick, okay? And we're going to, for the first beat, we're going to strike the guitar like this. The and, we're going to come up like this. Okay, so pat it, pull up on it, pat it, just like that. You can do that. Pat it, pull up. We got a E minor chord held down. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're strumming eighth notes, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, then we're going to go to an A minor and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so it's going to sound like this: 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Okay, and that's eighth notes doing the reggae strum. Okay, here's a close-up of the chords that we used in this video. First, let's have an E major. E major is going to be formed by going to the 2nd fret. You're going to put a finger on the A string at the 2nd fret and the D string at the 2nd fret. The 2 middle fingers are the ones I prefer for this, like that. And I like to use the 2 middle fingers so I can use these other fingers for other things if I want to add notes. Okay, so here it is. That's your E minor chord. Okay, now the next chord is an E major chord. Now I'm going to take this finger that's hanging out here and put it on a G sharp note on the G string. That's the 1st fret G string, and now I have E major. Okay, take it out, E minor, put it back, E major. We also used an A minor chord, which is the same shape as the E major. So A minor, move down to the G and D string, or the D and G string right here on the 2nd fret. Put your 2 fingers there, and then come in with a C note on the B string. That's 1st fret B string, and I'm strumming from the A note to get a pure A minor sound. Now if I want to get a full A minor sound, I can go up to the E string and go like that. I like to call that a Spanish A minor because it sounds something like this. Sounds a little more Spanish, Latin flavor. And if I want a straight A minor, I just go to the A string and strum down. Like that. Okay? Next chord is going to be a D major chord. That was formed by putting the third finger on the third fret on the B string. The first finger on the second fret on the G string. Your second finger on the second fret on the E string. That's my D chord. And you can strum the D chord from the A down or the G string down. Like that. Whichever one. Sorry, the D string. The A string or the D string. Downward. You get a good sound. The E, you don't want to put that E in there. You want to go to the A string or the D string for a D chord. Now let's not forget our G chord, which was played like this. Got my second finger or middle finger on the third fret on the E string. My first finger on the second fret of the A string. And then I'm going to come down here to the third fret, put my ring finger and pinky on the B string and the E string, and I've got textbook G. Like that. Okay? That's where we were playing G, and we went down to D. Like that. Now let me show you an easy way to get from G to D. If you're wanting to move from G to a D chord, let's do it this way. We've got our G, right? We're going to leave this finger. You want to try this. Leave this finger here on the D note. Come down. Bring these two fingers down. Grab your G string and your E string at the second fret, and you've got a D. And you can go back and forth practicing that way. Bring these two fingers down, get your D, so you get this. Just like that. Pretty easy transition after you learn how to do it. Okay, I think the last one we're going to do is an A chord. Now we want to go to the second fret and use these three fingers right here. Okay, we're going to take these three strings. The D string, the G string, and the B string at the second fret. All the other strings are left open. That's an A chord, just like that. Okay, and earlier we did E to A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take those three down. E to A. All right. And I think that's all the chords we used in this video. I want to thank you once again for stopping in to EEMusicLIVE, and have a great day.